Today we're gonna discuss the name Aleem, which means knowledgeable. Ilm means knowledge. It is one of God's beautiful attributes. He is Aleem. In the digital world, every photo and movie or song, maybe games or applications we have on our mobiles or even computers, although they each do something completely different and seem very complex, we know that without exception they all have a similar and simple structure: 0 and 1. All these colorful and attractive programs, applications which are an integral part of our lives today, are just digital codes based on 2. Perhaps this whole material world, from the earth to the heavens, according to the verse 13 of chapter 74, is based on 19 instead of our familiar 2 or our digital base. On a completely unknown base 19 in the supercomputer of God, and is probably coded and running well, maybe in a way that is unknown, at least for our current knowledge and science. But what has become known to our science to date is that every scene we see in the outside world, everything that seems tangible, solid and fixed, is quite the opposite from the point of view of quantum physics, that is untouchable, unstable and in constant motion. All the objects in this universe, the particles that we see, or the particles that we are made of, are miles apart. They're just nothing but masses of scattered particles which move like clouds and dust, but are joined together according to gravity and certain principles, until in the present tangible and solid form, from our point of view, in the expression وَتَرَى الْجِبَالَ, meaning when you see the mountains, وَتَرَى الْجِبَالَ تَحْسَبُهَا جَامِدَةً, you count them as solid, وَهِيَ تَمَرُّ مَرَّ السَّحَابِ, but in the passing they're moving like the movement of clouds in the sky. Chapter 27 verse 88. Interestingly, in the Quran, the word alam, which means world, or from the same root of ilm, which means knowledge, that is the word in Arabic comes from the same root as knowledge. This playground and we, its players, are all floating in the bed of God's knowledge, while we think very seriously that we are in our own world and God is either not there or somewhere else. Perhaps as difficult as it is to understand the wisdom of the game and to perform our role correctly and pass our tests, life itself and its structure may not be difficult. But because our world is software and not hardware, so why does everything become so serious, hard and painful for us sometimes? Seeing kids install a game that engages them for hours. The further they go, the harder and more serious they become. Sometimes they just go so deep that they get stuck in a stage. When they get stuck in a stage, they get nervous, upset, and even crying and aggressive. What we can do for them from the outside, that just to remind them, get away from that game, walk a little, don't take it so seriously, it's just a game. We, on the other hand, we are also in the game of the world. Sometimes we take it so seriously that we are in a deep pain sometimes. So the only thing that God can do for us from the outside is to remind us, إنما الحياة الدنيا, surely the life of this world, your earthly life, is just a game, play and entertainment. إنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو, meaning just a play and amusement, entertainment. Chapter 47, verse 36. Just take a step away from that stage where you're stuck. Turn a wheel. Look at what you have. Do not take it so seriously. All souls tastes death. All people, like finally they become game over. They experience the end of the game. So do not grieve over your fatalities. Do not grieve at all. Do not be depressed about what you have lost. And do not rejoice over what has been done to you. Do not be content and give excitement for what has been given to you. Chapter 57, verse 23. That means just play your game. Don't get too caught up with it. Maybe in this age, if this new metaverse project is completed in the next few years, we will see. We might even spend for hours in the world made by our own mind, with the body made by our imagination. Then we might understand more deeply why God says your earthly life, this universe, is just a game similar to metaverse, a natural and intelligent simulation in his own mind. Yeah, God knows best. Maybe he's the first and the last, the awal and the akhir. Awal means first, akhir means last, and the outward and the inward. الظاهر والباطن. Zahir, outward, batin, inward. And he is the all-knowing, Aleem. Chapter 57, verse 3. And he has knowledge of all the things in this world. Before metaverse comes, God has already given us a simple example. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ مَنَامُكُمْ, from his signs. Your sleep, yes, your sleep is from God's signs, in which we can think about it and see for ourselves what it means. Chapter 30, verse 23. أرى في المنام, you see, you dream at night. Chapter 37, verse 102. Except that in our sleep everything seems completely real to us. All those people, scenes, fears, pains, pleasures, all those things while we are asleep is just made real to us. All the world, the software that is running in our minds, and the sense of reality of that world continues as long as we are asleep. Finally we wake up somewhere, we die from the virtual world, we return to the world of awakening, to the real world. We realize it was just a game, it was all a dream, a game of our mind. Finally we wake up somewhere. In the end, when we die from this virtual world, we return to the real world of awakening. We realize it was all a dream. Well, this is the world. Everything seems completely real to us. All these people, scenes, fears, pains, pleasures. But the sense of reality of this world also continues as long as we are immersed in life. Finally, we wake up somewhere. We die from the virtual world of this world. We return to the real world of awakening. We realize it was all a dream, a game of our minds. What we did now was to try go a little bit deeper into the world, Al-Alam, with the help of Aleem, science, which can manifest the name of Aleem, knowledgeable. One of the wisdom of the game of the world is that we do not know beforehand what the next stage is, how we should play it, and how long it takes to pass. That is why good players must constantly play, improve, experience, so that he can enjoy the path and all the stages. If we are knowledgeable, Aleem, if we manifest this name instead of blindly prejudicing, imitating the way of some, or avoiding the way of others without knowledge or reason, we choose our path by thinking and consciously. Well, God says, لا تقف ما ليس لك به علم. Do not devote yourself to things you do not know. Don't follow or imitate blindly anyone, even though he be holy. Chapter 17, verse 36. Like the Persian poet Sadi said, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. Peace be with you from our kind Lord, the Aleem.